So, hello everyone, and welcome back. I'm Pranav Savla, a student of VisionAid, and welcome back to this is the third and final part of the voiceover using voiceover on a Mac tutorial. So, first off, I would like to start with thanking VisionAid for bringing this idea of mine onto their YouTube channel and bringing it to life. So I would give a big thanks to VisionAid for helping me out so much with this idea of mine, and I probably would not be able to put this up without them. So thanks a lot, VisionAid. Secondly, before I just start, I just like to clarify. Yes, I am using VoiceOver on a Mac OS virtual machine that's running in my Windows computer, but it works fine and it is working well now. I did have some issues, but it's working well. So no, I do not have a physical Mac, and so I'm using this on a virtual machine. So in today's part, we will be ending off with just quite a few advanced customizations, some features that macOS provides, and some system-wide accessibility settings you can do to uh, make your macOS feel more accessible and feel better. So today we'll be exploring. Let me just give you a quick summary. We'll be exploring two major settings menus. That's the VoiceOver utility and the system preferences. And we will also be exploring certain other little twerks and features that we currently have. So to start with, I'd like to point out a very nifty, a small but very nifty feature in macOS that I actually didn't point out in the first two videos. And if you have a certain site, or if you're a sighted user learning how to use the Mac with VoiceOver with Mac, you will notice that I think it's in the bottom left of the screen is where there's a small window or a box with all the text written, and that text is all the text that VoiceOver outputs. So it's very easy if you want to follow along in the start with this text. So for example, if I just do something on my desktop here, I just pressed my VO right, and you can see it's outputting that text all to the that little box. So that's a little nifty feature. Now let's go to the VoiceOver utility. Now, what is the VoiceOver utility? The VoiceOver utility is this application that comes with VoiceOver, and basically this is it's like a preferences app for VoiceOver. So there are a lot of preferences that you can customize in there. So I could go to my dock and go and click on VoiceOver utility, because that is in my dock, because it's part of my recent apps. But I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to use a feature that I've not introduced till now, but I'm going to be introducing this now. It's called Spotlight Search. And it's a very simple feature. It's like, if you've been coming from Windows, just imagine it's like your start menu search bar. I mentioned it briefly in the last video, but here's how do you use it. So it's like your start menu search bar. So you can just type in any search for a web article, an app on your computer, or any file or folder, and you can it will find it for you. So how do you access Spotlight Search? To access Spotlight Search, you press Command Space. So I'm going to hit Command Space here, and that should.
Spotlight System Dialog. Spotlight Search. You are currently on a text field. To enter text in this field,
it's asking me to type in this field here. Let me just type VoiceOver utility.
V U L. VoiceOver utility. Text inserted.
Utility. And now let me just hit enter, because
VoiceOver utility applications icon image
and I'm
completion selected,
because it's told me that. So I'm return, in fact, because if
Finder,
you were on a
desktop
physical Mac and using a Mac keyboard, this would be the return key, but on Windows, it's the enter key. So
VoiceOver.
you can see the
VoiceOver
VoiceOver
utility.
utility tab is opened up.
Speak the following greeting after
And
utility categories table.
Now
General.
we're in this
Selected.
VoiceOver utility. Let me show you all the options here. So let me go to the first option by pressing VO Home.
Toolbar. You are current VoiceOver utility. Zoom.
We've got our
Minimize.
basic
Close
controls
button. You are
that we
currently
saw
on
last time.
minimize
Close,
button.
minimize.
You are currently on Zoom. VoiceOver utility. Toolbar.
And that's a
You
toolbar
are
that contains the basics options like back, forward, and search. And here's the utility categories. And the first option is a general. So let's interact with this because it made that interacting noise. So VO shift down arrow.
In utility categories table.
Let's see all
General.
the categories
Selected.
that we have here. General,
Verbosity. Speech. Navigation. You are web. Sound. Visuals. Commanders. Braille.
Yeah, this does
Activities. You
put to a braille display as well. And that's the end of it.
activities.
So let's look at general quickly.
Web net speak general. Out of utility category. Speak the following greeting after login.
So you can
You are currently
speak the following greeting after login.
welcome to macOS. VoiceOver is on. Content selected. Greeting. Edit
Let
text.
me actually remove this selection.
Selection deleted.
And let's say I want VoiceOver to speak out my name. So welcome.
space.
Pranav.
V. Space.
VoiceOver
C. E. O.
is
Space.
now
Space. Space.
on.
O. N.
I could type anything like that, and you could type in any greeting you want.
Display welcome dialog when VoiceOver starts. Uncheck
And this
checkbox.
checkbox will actually tell you, do you want to display this welcome dialog? So it's unchecked. Now let me press VO space to check this. So this
Check
will,
display
every
welcome
time I
dialog.
switch on VoiceOver, it will display that welcome dialog. Welcome Pranav, VoiceOver is now on. And if you want, you can
Uncheck display welcome
that,
dialog when VoiceOver starts. Checkbox.
I'm going to leave it checked.
Checked display welcome. Keys to use as the VoiceOver modifier.
So you can select your
control option. Keys to
you can
use.
select control option, and let me show you the options here.
Menu 3 items check. Utility categories table. General. Selected. Check mark. Search text field. Utility categories. Allow VoiceOver.
Okay, 1 second. Little glitch.
Control option or caps lock. Control plus option or caps lock.
So that's
control option or caps lock. Control plus option or caps
lock. You could choose that. You could choose
caps
to
lock,
use
caps
lock as the modifier.
Check mark. Control option. Control plus option.
Or you could use
you are currently on a menu item.
Or control plus option basically for your VO keys. So
caps lock. Control option or caps lock. Control plus option or caps lock.
Caps lock. So I'm gonna hit VO space.
Press control option or cap. Speak the following greeting after welcome. Key. Control. Portable preferences off. Image. Portable preferences off.
So these are preferences that let you control VoiceOver more easily. So I'm going to switch this on.
Menu 3 items checkmark. Utility categories table. Allow VoiceOver to be controlled with AppleScript. Uncheck checkbox. You are currently on a menu item. To choose this menu item, press control option space. To close this menu, escape.
Okay. So let's
utility categories table. Allow VoiceOver to be controlled with AppleScript. Checkmark. Control option or caps lock. Control plus option. Checkmark. Control option or caps lock. Control plus press. Speak. Key.
So that's
portable preferences off. Image. Portable preferences
off.
This up. Set up button. Set up portable preferences. Let you take your VoiceOver preferences with you wherever you go. You are currently.
They're like if you've been using an iPhone, you have the rotor, or if you've been using NVDA or JAWS on Windows, you have the synth settings ring that lets you control the speech rate and everything.
Allow VoiceOver to be controlled with AppleScript. Uncheck checkbox.
AppleScript
you are
to control VoiceOver. And so that's
help button.
General.
Help button. Port keys. Display speak the following.
So,
utility toolbar. Utility categories. Toolbar. Utility.
place if you want to customize some even more better options. So let me go into this utility
Utility.
categories.
Verbosity.
So
You are current.
verbosity is where you control all your speech. And
Speech.
there's speech that will let you control certain things like the voice and things like that.
Navigation.
That's, I'm not going to go through every one of these.
Web. You are current. Sound.
So that will allow you to control if you want sound for voiceover or not. And visuals are very important. I will touch on this a second.
Out of utility categories table. Cursor.
So you can
Selected.
there
Tab.
are two
1 of 2. You are currently on a tab. 1 of 2. Panels and menus. Tab. 2 of 2. Show voiceover cursor. Check.
That is
checkbox.
useful if you want to track where your voiceover cursor is moving. So if you have some sight or if you're sighted, that will be very helpful.
Voiceover cursor magnification.
And that is useful. This magnification for the voiceover cursor is useful if you have partial vision. And so you want to magnify the cursor.
Small. Large. When reading text, move voiceover cursor by.
So that's
sentence.
when you're reading text. And so that is
help
that.
Button.
Let me go
help
to
button. When small one voice show voiceover cursor panels and menu cursor panels and menus tab 2 now and tab panels and menus show caption
That's
panel
useful if voiceover shows it's all the speech that voiceover outputs. And
show braille panel. You are
braille panel
automatic.
means
Show braille panel.
Whatever your braille display outputs, that will be outputted to the screen.
Font size for panels and menus.
And that is useful
18-point font.
if you have some sight.
Small. Large.
So that
help
was
button.
a
help
quick tour
button.
of the voiceover utility. So I'm going to close this with Command Q. And
Finder.
now I want to show you the accessibility options in system preferences. So again, I'm going to go to Spotlight Search, Command Space. And I'm going to type system.
S. Voiceover utility. Name. Version. System preferences. App. Y.
I just typed SY and it's here. So I'm going to hit enter.
Finder. Desktop. Desktop. Empty group.
This is going to open.
You are currently on the toolbar.
System preferences. We know
Preference
this.
panes.
And I know that accessibility is at the bottom of the preference pane. So I'm going to hit Control Option End.
Accessibility
and
button.
Control Option Space.
You are currently on a button inside of a scroll area. To click this button, System Preferences busy. Press Accessibility button. Accessibility window. Toolbar.
So
you are currently on a table. Toolbar. Accessibility features table.
Let's go through this table here to show you just
in accessibility
how
vision.
much voiceover.
You are voiceover.
So you can choose voiceover. Zoom is if you want to zoom in the text. Display lets you control.
You are currently on a set
features. Speech. Now this is if you have a text-to-speech app and you want to use this with that. So you don't want a complete screen reader, just read out certain text. Media.
You are descriptions. System prep busy. Captions. Mission control. 2 items. Spaces bar group. Spaces bar group. System descriptions. Captions. You are current hearing. You are current
and
audio.
This is for if you want mono audio and things like that. Interaction is for people that have problems in dexterity. Dictation. Now this is very useful and I will explain about this. Apple has a feature that lets you use dictation, voice dictation, where you can dictate to your Mac and it will type that in. So it's speech to text. And it has Siri features here as well. And keyboard. And mouse and trackpad. So this is basically like the settings menu. Switch controls. If you want to use switches, like if you have an external switch that you connected. And so that's the end. Let's go over to
here. Media. Zoom. Media. Speech. Display.
Let's go to descriptions because there's a setting that I think almost every visually impaired person should enable.
Audio descriptions provides a spoken description of visual content in media. You are play audio descriptions when available.
This is something. This is one of the settings that I think you should enable. So we're gonna enable this, and let me explain what this does. So whenever on iTunes or any other website, there's something called an audio description track that you enable on a video. And so if you enable that, this will read it out. So you will get audio described, and I believe all apple.com tutorials have it. And you can basically go into this accessibility settings and modify any setting you like over there, such as speech. If you have some hearing problems, you can go there. If you can see a little, you can go and use Zoom as your magnifier and things like that. So let me close this. And so those were some settings
Finder.
that are more useful, and that it will come in handy when you're using your Mac to make your experience of using Mac OS even better and more refined. So with this, we come to the end of the 3 voiceover tutorials. So I hope you guys learned something new and picked up something from these tutorials. I hope you guys understood voiceover and enjoyed these tutorials as well. So again, I'd like to thank VisionAid, immensely thank them for helping me out with these voiceover tutorials and bringing these ideas to life. And stay tuned, because I've been speaking about virtual machines so much, and in the next one I will be talking about how do you install a Mac OS virtual machine. So stay tuned if you want to try out Mac OS but don't want to buy a Mac. And so I'm Pranav Savla, and thank you.